Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to call this meeting to order for our Timothy Lsgt, and it is now, the time is 6:09 p.m., and we do have some members that are absent. However, we do have a number of members that are here tonight. So I am taking roll on our agenda and in our minutes. And we do have who appears, I think, a guest that's with us. Our meetings are open to the public. So I think we have a guest with us.
Hermione Jordan
Oh,
by
that's
Silver
you.
Fun.
Yeah, you're not a guest at
It
all.
is.
Well, hello. Okay, we thought we had a guest with us. So we're going to go ahead and get the meeting started. We are omitting our roll call just because, again, we're taking that since we can see each other. So that's being done. The agenda, it has been posted. I'll go over it very quickly in case you have not looked at it. There is, of course, the updates, principal update, as well as I'm sorry, the principal update as well as the co-chair update. There's also some action items, which include the approval of our February minutes and then some discussion items. And those items just include the e-speed lost as well as the 90-day plan. So we'll go over those things. So we'll go ahead and get started. Since we do not have any visitors, Mr. Jordan, is it okay with you if I go ahead and jump into my principal update?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So, our reopening update, we are now in our second week with our pre-K through second graders, and that has been very successful. We're excited to have them back. We're really excited to also have our special needs adaptive students back. And I'm sorry. And we have our support staff as well. So that has been going exceptionally well. We're really excited about that. We do have vaccinations lined up for teachers, and those vaccinations will be held on tomorrow. So March 10th is the CCSD vaccination day. We're very excited about it. When the governor announced that the next phase had opened up for teachers to be vaccinated, our nursing office had already put a plan in place. They had begun work, or nursing department, they had begun working with partners around, surrounding partners around Clark County to secure vaccinations. And so as soon as the governor was able to release the second phase, then they were able to secure 1,500 vaccinations right off the top. And so that's why we were able to go ahead and get our March 10th date in so quickly. And our we have about 1,200. We have about 1,200 people as of a couple of weeks ago that had agreed to be vaccinated, but that number has changed. It's changed because people have changed their minds and decided to become vaccinated. But we also have other people who were vaccinated outside of the district. So just keeping that in mind, that we do have about 1,500 vaccinations that are set aside for Clark County employees, and that includes all the employees, bus drivers, custodian staff, everyone that wishes to be vaccinated has an opportunity. Does anyone have any questions about the reopening update or about the vaccinations so far? Okay. All right, great. So I'll move on to our LSGT grant update. You know that we are in the middle of our writing project that is really going well. Our students are having a great time learning from different authors and again, seeing authors of different ages. And now we have just begun our tutoring program as of last week, and that has kicked off really good. We are just trying to get more kids to join. It is open. Our teachers are targeting students to say, oh, I need for you to come to tutoring. It's set up from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. Again, it's virtual and it is drop-in. So we're not expecting students to log on for an additional 2 hours of the day, but we are expecting them to come and log on for 20 to 30 minutes or so. And during that time, they're able to be a part of the tutoring program, get direct instruction from our teachers, and really be able to be supported in the work that they're doing right now in the classroom. Their focus is math only, and that is because of our new math curriculum, specifically at third, fourth, and fifth grade, because it's very different and the kids have not been exposed to it. But the tutoring program is available for all kindergarten through fifth grade students. Ms. Cook, would you like to add anything about tutoring?
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's starting off pretty good. Right now, we're having about 4 to 5 students. First hour, we're doing the 20 minutes, and it's really great because the teacher at that grade level is actually tutoring the students, so they really know like what they need and everything. So I think it's going good so far.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions about our tutoring program at all? Okay, great. The other thing that I posted on here was the upcoming events, and we do have a Timothy University spring session that's going to be coming up really soon. The date has escaped me, but we do have a spring session that we'll do for parents. We will be identifying things that parents will need to know, just like we did in the fall session. So it'll be an evening event, a virtual event where parents can drop in, pick a session, and attend that session that will be led by administrative staff along with our teachers. I can tell you one of the sessions is one that our PBIS committee has come up with, and that's our committee that helps work with our building our school culture. And so that committee has created a program, or they're designing a class for parents on, it's called My Hands Are Full. And so it's about balance. How do you balance what's happening virtually, in person, new curriculum, all the things that are happening right now, plus just keeping your kids afloat. So those things will be covered in that particular session. And then we'll have an assessment session because the milestones is coming up, and that will be for grades 3, 4, and 5. That milestones assessment is the state required test, and so the state has asked that test be waived. However, that test is not being waived. That waiver has not been granted, and so we will give the test. However, the uses of the information will be very different from what it's been in the past, because in the past we've looked at the information in terms of um, promotion, retention, placement of students for extra support. And so this time we'll be looking at that data just to align with our current data to see how students are growing, and looking at that data as just another data point to add to the other pieces that we already have in the building. The interim assessments that our students give, our teachers give, as well as their regular classroom assessment. So that's just one more data point to show us how students really are doing across the board. And then the other session that we will most likely do will be a pre-K session. It'll be a transition session for our pre-K parents, because pre-K is very different from kindergarten. And so we're going to do a transition session that will just kind of introduce them from the pre-K world into the K-5 world, and so give them more of a heads up of what that looks like. So that will be happening with our Timothy University. Any questions about Timothy University? You guys are an easy group tonight. Okay. The other thing that we have coming up, we will be hosting a virtual talent show. This month of March is Music and Art in our schools month. And so our music and art teacher are working together to come up with some really cool activities for kids to do. We've been having different mystery mystery clues given out in our daily announcements, where students have to guess and see who they think are behind the clues. Miss Cowan was featured as a clue. Miss Cowan has she has all kind of talents, but she does a lot of DIY projects. And so just looking at teachers that are being artistic, or teachers that play instruments, and it's just been really fun for students to see their teachers in a different light. So they've been having a good time with that. And they're also going to be featuring a virtual talent show and an art showing. So we're just really excited about the different things that are coming up. And I'll be sure to invite each of you to those virtual events so that you can join us as well. So those are my updates. Mr. Jordan, do you have any updates?
No, ma'am, not at the time. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So our February minutes did go out. Again, I apologize for the tardiness of those minutes, but they are out. If you'd like for me to review them, I'm happy to do so. If you have not had a chance to review them, is there anyone that has not had a chance to review those and you'd
I
like for me
can't
to?
actually pull those down.
You know
They're
what?
not in a format that my computer accepts. So
I understand. And you mentioned that to me, and I need to put them in a
if you put
PDF for
them in a
you.
PDF, I
Yes, ma'am.
can see them, but that's okay. I can, I mean, I was here in February, so
What I'm going to do though, Miss Sunderland, for you is I will go ahead and download those as a PDF and send those directly to you. And then for the next meeting, I'll make sure that both documents are in there so that you can access them easier.
thank you very much.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're very welcome. All right. Can I get a motion then to accept our, I was counting our people. Can I get a motion to accept our minutes from February?
Motion accepted.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so motion by Ms. Cowan and seconded by Ms. Cook. All right, any questions about it? All right, all in favor, let it be known by a show of hands. All right, and I can't see your hand, Mr. Jordan, but are you in
I'm
favor?
I'm in favor. Sorry.
No, that's quite all
Aye.
right. Okay, thank you so much. So that motion is carried since it was unanimously voted upon. All right, thank you very
Tell me
much for
when you're
that.
unmuting. Say unmute.
Okay, so now let's take a look at the next thing. The next thing I wanted to share with you was about eSplost. So if you're familiar with the eSplost, it comes up every so many years for different schools, but every year or so you'll see something about Splost on the ballot in Clark County, and that is when money is voted or when it's promoted presented on the ballot to vote to use a percentage of funds for different schools. And the November 2021 ballot will include East Bloss. That should include Timothy Elementary. We're excited about it just because there are some needs that Timothy has, believe it or not. We have trailers out back because we don't have enough room in the building. We have had teachers doubled up in the building because there's not enough room. And when I say teachers doubled up, not homeroom classrooms, but small groups, gifted students and our EIP students. So just being able to serve them appropriately has been difficult because we don't have the space, and our neighborhood community area is continually growing. And so that's a good problem to have. We are always getting new students, but we have to look at, how to really meet those needs. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you the, let's see. I think I'm going to share my screen. Let me see. I didn't try this beforehand, y'all. I apologize. I want to share my screen and just share with you the information as it relates to the eSplost so that you'll have an idea of what that looks like. Let's see. It's giving me a note here. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I should have done this beforehand. I'm going to pause this recording just for a second. Okay, so apparently I'm having trouble with my screen share, and I apologize for that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's on the Splosh. I really hate this because I really want you to see it. I will share the document with you. I'll do that, and it's a PDF, so everyone can see it. It shows you an overhang view of the school, and like a bird's eye view of the school, and it shows you the map of the inside of the school with the latest additions that were done. Those last additions that were done to the school were part of, well, it shows you like in red, the part of the school that was the original building, and then the rest of the building that they actually did, because we kept part of our original building. So the original was our gymnasium, as well as everything on the 800 hall, which you see from the street when you first come up on Timothy and extends way out. That's part of the original building. So they're asking us to review our school needs, and in looking at our school needs, we have different areas to look at. So we have the site, systems or components, and then we have rooms. So what I'm going to do is I'll send you this information so that you can look over it, because I would like your feedback on things that you think would be that we should consider priority. Things such as there are things like canopies, landscaping, under the site. Under systems, there are things such as interior lighting, fire protection, walls, cabinet work. Under rooms, um, data rooms, classrooms, family engagement center. So those are different areas that are listed. So I'll ask you just to take a look at it and just, um, put a quick check beside things that you think would be, that we should consider as priority. I will tell you, classrooms is at the top of my list as the principal because that's something we desperately need. In the original plan for Lost, they had said that they would do another extension that looks just like the 800 hall on the opposite wing, right in front of the playground, the front playground. And so I would really like to have that extension, which would be a double decker extension. So it would be 2 floors. That would give us about 8 more classrooms, which would be really, really great. We need that kind of space. And then to be able to have a space um, for professional learning for the teachers would be really awesome as well. We don't have that kind of space in the current building. So if that's something that we could have, that's something that I really would want to ask for. But if there are other things that you look at this list and say, this is something you should consider as priority, I'm going to ask that you put that in there because I do want your input as the governance team. As to what we should include. And then as I have meetings, I just got the list in between our meetings. So they want this first draft of what do you think is important by Monday, the 15th. And so after that meeting, he'll walk me through how those things will come about. Now, here's the tricky part about it. Just because we're doing it right now doesn't mean it happens immediately. So the vote won't take place until November of this year. And then once the money is done, we're talking probably 2 more years or a year or so before,
Yeah.
everything gets done. So we definitely want to go ahead and I'll get the timeline from him to know for sure, but it won't happen immediately. I do know that much, but I know that the classrooms are a must. So if there's anything else that you can think of when you look at the list, please don't hesitate to add it on and let me know what you're thinking. Okay. All right. The only other thing that I had on here was I left the link from before for the 90-day plan. We had talked about a little bit about the 90-day plan, and I told you it's kind of, it has a lot of information. I really love the feedback of, readability. So is it easy to read? Does it make sense? Do we need to change some language? Those are types of things that I'm looking for. I will give you a link when I email you this document. I'll give you a link to provide some feedback on that 90-day plan. So if there's anything extra that you see that just, doesn't read well, let me know because sometimes we get so used to talking to each other. I mean, like, it as educators, that we use a lot of like edu speak, if you will. And so because of that, we'll say things that we understand, but other people don't understand. And we'll type that. And that's kind of doing a disservice to people who are really trying to understand a document. And this document needs to be understood by parents and by community members. So I really want you to give me some good feedback on that winter 90-day plan, if you will. Okay. So that was a lot of talking, but that is pretty much all that I have. Does anyone have any questions?
I hope that it will come in a form that I can open. I really want to participate, but
Yes, and if it doesn't, Miss Sunland, you let me know, and I'll see what I can figure out with it.
okay. I I don't know why it won't work with that KB stuff, but um usually everything opens, on my computer.
Okay, but I'll definitely send the others in
And
PDF
I
for you.
would definitely support more classrooms, especially since the area is expanding.
Yes. Anything else from anyone? Ms. Cowan, the only thing you missed when you went out was that I'm going to send you a copy of that eSPLOS sheet. Just look over it and let me know what you think we should consider as a priority, because we definitely want to know from everybody what we should prioritize in terms of asking for. I don't know what they're going to say in terms of like, how much money we would potentially be able to spend. I know we are still looking at taking up that yucky carpet in the gym, and our PTO did a great job of fundraising for us, but we got our quote so late, we had no idea it was going to cost upwards of $30,000. It's like 31,000 to do that project. So we're gonna need about $21,000 more, but I'm working on that. I'm gonna make sure that gets done for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is really all that I have for this evening. I really thank you all for your support and what you do to help, especially help me think through different things about the school and the feedback that you give. So when I give you this information, I really do value your feedback. So if you'll look through it and just tell me what you're thinking, that'll be really, really helpful. All right. And if there is nothing else, then can I have a motion?
Well, I
Oh,
appreciate your preparation. You're always ready, and you give us good ideas about what's going on.
well, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, there's nothing
That's our
else.
fearless leader.
I'll
I
take
have
a.
one
Oh,
final
go ahead.
tiny question.
Yes.
I see that the LSGT elections are going on in the district, and I wondered if we still have the other parent member.
So we do need another parent member, and what the LSGT elections have not yet started, but they are doing recruitments. And so I'm about to push out another recruitment to parents and to my staff, because I think they're scared to join us. So just to let people know, we need people on the team. We've only had 2 people so far to go through that session. So there's a required session, and tomorrow's the last one. So we need for people to go through that required session of understanding what is expected as the LSGT, and then before their names can be placed on the ballot. So if you know parents, let them know. I'm going to push out a message via Dojo as well as through email to all the parents, because we do need to swap out some parents as well as a few of our teachers that are on the team.
Thank you. That was all.
You're welcome. All right. So go ahead, Miss Sunland. Did you have another question?
No, just have a good evening.
All right, Miss Sunland, is that your vote to adjourn this meeting?
That is.
All right. Can anyone second her vote?
I'll second the motion.
Second.
Perfect. And a third. All right. All in favor? Yes. Yes,
Aye.
they say. The meeting is adjourned at 6:33. You all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.